Hello, today is April 28th and my husband's getting yard work done and I am going to plant seeds in the garden. Hopefully it's warm enough. A couple weeks back we had a couple 37-degree days and it did hurt my Thai basil and strawberries a little bit, but I think that they're bouncing back. Not completely yet, but the new leaves will come in and they're not completely destroyed, I should say. So there's hope. But I have a lot of planting to do today. I'm just gonna plant from seed. The starts that I had out on my front porch, my chickens got to. So I'm just doing it from seed. It's okay. I have hundreds, thousands of seeds and I just went through a bunch of them in the garage right now on our carpet. I had everything laid out and I'll show you what I've chosen to put in a moment. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and get inside this garden. My hands are full, so I'm gonna set this phone down. Okay, so right here, I'll be setting everything on that chair there. So, I'm not gonna buy any more starts, I decided. I'm just going to work with what I have, because I have a lot. So, I just wanna be a good steward of the things I have and see what I can come up with on my own. So here is the Thai basil. So unfortunately, yes, that cold really did affect them. And then it was super hot the next day. So they kind of took a beating. But you can see the new growth and everything, and it's gonna grow up and become beautiful once again. Sounds a lot like life, right? We can get beat up and then knocked down and get back up and get going again. Nothing else got affected. Well, the strawberries a little bit, but they're good too. They were completely flopped over, just limp, laying there, and they've perked right back up, so they're pretty resilient. All of these are resilient. You know, I've always had lavender for years and years, and they'll go through winters, and then they'll come right back. That's just how they are. So I think I'm going to be planting the mammoth basil. We really, really love basil. We love it in pho and soups and in just with tomatoes, and it's just a beautiful summertime herb. And we like dill in a lot of our summer salads and dishes. And it's also a beautiful, it's really beautiful for cut flower arrangements also. The dill is just so pretty and it smells good. So the dill can get up to 3 feet and then the mammoth basil can get up to 2 feet. So we're just gonna plant 2 more here. We being me, myself, and I. And I don't know, they might end up touching a little bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna squeeze it in there. Hopefully they will, I will say. Hopefully they get that big and massive. But yeah, these are the big ones, so could probably like wrap a tomato in this or something yummy like that. We will see. And there's the beautiful Sweet William. It is so pretty. It is blooming and I am loving it. I don't even remember planting this. I think that I threw some things in the first year we were here, which was, this is my 3rd garden season here. But I think I did it the first year, and I don't remember it coming up last year. But anyways, I know it will do that sometimes. So here's a pleasant surprise, and so this will be full of blooms. It's so pretty. And then these over here are blackberry bushes or dewberry. I'm still not certain yet, but I was leaning towards dewberry, now I'm leaning more towards blackberry. Either way, they're a type of berry that I will be using, and they're all over. They're on the outside of our fence right here, and then they're even over here. And they're, I mean, they're just all over the place. So we have a lot of berries. They're out there also. And then another thing, I planted this a long time ago also, the first season we were here. Didn't ever think it'd come up, but the grapes are coming up. The grapevines are just vining up. And I just saw it the other day and I thought, what in the world? We have grapevines. So I'm trying to train them a little bit, but I don't know. I need to work on this because I didn't expect it, and it only goes over there that far. So maybe I can wind it up and down, and I don't know. We'll see. And then, so we have another one coming up, and I don't have any experience with grapevines, but you see here's another one in here, so I should direct it, I guess, this way. And this one, I think I'd like them to go that way. So there's some grapes. But here's the rest of the blackberries. You can see there's just a lot. And there's some right here. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so the basil and the dill are planted. I did like 6 or 7 seeds, and then I can thin them out as they get taller, and I will put straw down as they get taller. Okay, so I planted a little bit over here in this corner. I planted cilantro, and I planted thyme next to that, and echinacea next to that, and nothing in between here and my rake. And so I'm just gonna keep it like that, and I might go buy an ashwagandha start and something else, but that's like the only thing I really want. Okay, so then over here I planted marigold, which is highly beneficial for your body. It's nutrition, and they're beautiful. They attract pollinators, so planted marigold over there. Now I'm gonna get to planting tomatoes, melon, cucumbers, and green beans. All right, so I have planted 8 melon seeds. That's all we have room for. We're gonna have 4 on this side, 4 on that side. This will be our 3rd season in Tennessee using the cattle panel trellises. We've used them in Oregon also for tomatoes and cucumber, but these melons work really well on these trellises, and I know that we'll have enough space. I know it sounds like it might not have enough space. That was my husband sneezing in the background, if you heard that. It sounded like somebody was getting murdered, but he's fine. I know it might not look like we have space, but we do. It's surprising. And we'll just intertwine and yeah. So I'll let you know what we have got here. We have Petite Gris de Rene melon. I do not know if that's how you say it, but yeah, that's how I picture it being said. Kajari melons. We have 2 Kajari seeds. Hopefully they both take to it, but we'll see in a couple weeks here. And then we have 2 of these guys. And then we've got 2 canary yellow melons on this side and 2 sugar baby watermelons on this side. So I'm so excited for fresh melon. Now moving on, I think we had the tomatoes over there last year. We're gonna put the tomatoes here this year and cucumber over there. So now I'm gonna get to deciding exactly what types of tomatoes I want. Ooh, there was a gunshot. And yeah, just figuring all that out. So, wish me luck, because it's hard. I can't plant them all. So, I will just show you what I need to make a decision between. There is the Paul Robeson red currant cherries. I'll just put the little ones over there. Kellogg's breakfast. Beefsteak tomatoes. Roma. That'll go in the middle. It's in between. Great white. Big rainbow. Brandywine pink. More brandywine. Aunt Ruby's German green. Black Seaman. Black cherry. Black from Tula. Yellow pear. White cherry. Abe Lincoln's. And Dr. Wychee's yellow. And then I have more, but this is just out of the ones that I really want to plant, and I can't plant them all. Okay, so I just counted, and there are 17 varieties here. So I'm only going to be able to choose 8 varieties. I'd like to do a lot more, but that's all I can do, so that I have healthy plants that aren't too invaded in each other's space. So I'll let you know what I choose when I'm done planting. Okay, so because I could not make a decision and I just want more tomatoes, I'm going to plant a couple more over here besides the ones that oh, there's our chickens. Besides the ones that I have over here. And I did something really, really cool. And I need to shut the gate first. Okay, so the cool thing, I can just picture it's going to be beautiful. Having yellow tomatoes, 4 different varieties vine up this way, and black or chocolate brown, purpley tomatoes vining up this way. I'm so excited to see what it looks like with the purpley, blackish brown coming through, interwoven with the yellow. Oh, it's going to be so pretty. So I have just all yellow varieties over here, and all the purple, dark purpley brown over here. So I will show you what I have. Dr. Wychee's, however you say it. I don't know how you say it. I just know that's how Jess from Roots and Refuge Farm says it, so I say it how she does. Kellogg's breakfast, white cherry, and yellow pear tomato. So here's my 2 baby tomatoes that we'll be trellising up, and so we've got 2 of the little ones next to 2 of the really fat, juicy ones. I am so excited. Okay, and then here's some more baby tomatoes. These will be the black cherry. They are so yummy. And then we have black from Tula, black Seaman, and Paul Robeson. All right, and then over here, these are actually determinate. So I planted 3 seeds in here. I will end up thinning them out later. I might try to just keep 2 of them, but that might overcrowd them, so I don't know. I think that I'm only supposed to keep 1 in there from what the back says. But it says in 24-inch pot, I should only have 1. And so, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when it starts growing. But I have the Romas in there. Okay, so over here, I went with another cherry tomato, the red currant tomato, and I'm just looking forward to just a basket full of little tiny tomatoes that are red, yellow, and purple. I'm so excited about that. Okay, so then I just had to go with, it was so hard because I have so many varieties left, but I went with Aunt Ruby's German Green because she never fails me, ever. It's such a good tomato. From Oregon to Tennessee, this is the tomato that I would pick. It is so hardy. At least for me, it has been the major producer in my garden. So this is what I went with, saving the best for last. Now I see little tomato starts from last year. I will just leave them because it looks like they're getting eaten on a little bit. I'm just gonna let the bugs eat on them, hoping to keep it away from these guys. I don't know, but hopefully it'll work. And then maybe they'll be stronger. Maybe these ones won't come in. So if I let these grow up and they don't get completely eaten on, then I can just transplant them when they get stronger and bring them forward. Because usually every seed I plant, as far as tomatoes, the seeds will pop up, no problem. But just in case, I'll leave those. Something I heard, a little tip, is that you can save your little toilet paper rolls and you can put it over your plant to keep little buggies from getting on them. And then once they grow up, you can kind of, remove them. So I'm kind of wondering about that. I don't know entirely how that would be with watering. I guess you'd take it off to water, put it back on. It sounds like a lot of work if you have a huge garden, but if you don't and you need some extra help, that might be it. Oh look, there's another tomato right here coming up. A lot of little tomato plants coming up. I'm just gonna let them go. Okay, now moving on to the cucumber, which I only have a couple varieties of those, so it will not be hard to choose from. Okay, so I saved some Ashley cucumber seeds from the cucumbers that I grew last year, and so I planted 2 of those here next to those red currant tomatoes, and then I planted a Bait Alpha, I guess that's what it's called, 1 here and 1 over here, and then I planted 2 of the Parisian pickling cucumbers right here next to the Aunt Ruby's German Green. So we'll have 6 cucumber plants over here, 2 tomatoes, a Roma tomato or 2 there, 4 tomatoes over here, 4 tomatoes over here, plants. And so we've got 11 tomato plants in all. So hopefully that'll give us a good amount of cucumbers for our family of tomatoes. Did I say cucumbers? Tomatoes. 11 tomato plants. Hopefully that'll give us a good amount of food for the year. So for the season, I guess, and to be able to can some. All right, so now we're gonna move on. Since we've got our melon, tomato, and cucumber planted, we'll move on to the Kentucky pole bean, those green beans. And I have not really planted green beans yet, so I'm excited to do so. I do not like beans. My stomach just can't take it. So I'm not going to do that, but with green beans, I seem to do okay. So trying to figure out if I'll just do green beans on one side and maybe jalapeno peppers on the other. I don't have a lot of space in here, unless I bring some pots in at the end of every aisle. Then I could do a couple things of peppers, jalapenos. Alright, so on this side is where I planted the Kentucky Wonder pole beans, pole green beans, and I gave them 4 to 6 inches, just like it says, and planted them an inch deep. Now, it says that they can grow to be 6 to 8 feet tall. These trellises right here, I should have not cut it. But, you know, that was a couple years back. And so I'm just going to work with what I have If they're 6 feet, they're gonna have to go zoop. They're just gonna have to wind around the pole. So maybe even a couple of them out this way. But we shall see. So there's not enough room for them to go upwards, but at least most of them will be up and off the ground. I could actually probably put like some wooden sticks up here and then just hook them onto this with a zip tie or something, like starting down here to give him a lot of support, and then have him just go straight up and then wind the green beans around it. I'm not really too sure, but I could figure something out. So over here on this side, I decided I'm just gonna plant a bunch of jalapeno peppers. Last year I planted other peppers and habaneros, but just to be honest, we wasted a lot of habaneros. So we do eat jalapenos a lot though. So I will plant those and that will be it, because we want to eat what we grow. So today is a new day and I came back out to the garden. My phone had died and I'm having just such a fun time documenting everything, because I cannot wait to see the progress throughout the year and to be able to look back on it. So I planted a few more things after the phone died, and I'm going to videotape what was planted. So in here, I planted a Sugar Rush peach pepper. And I also planted a Sugar Rush peach pepper in this pot. They have never worked for me. So these are old seeds. This is the third growing season I'm trying, and I really hope it works. Last time I planted it directly in the ground, and so this time I'm trying in the pots. The reason why I'm so excited about this is because it has a tropical flavor with a smoky, complex heat, and it's really sweet. And so that just sounds good. I hope it works this time. And I'm not sure if the last video got this, but I planted jalapenos, early jalapenos over here, and tam jalapeno. Not sure if that's how you say it. You know, looks as if there's some kind of squash or melon plant coming up right here. And there is tons of tomato plant volunteers coming up all over the place from last year. So the seeds have dropped. I amended the soil. It's gone all year. I amended the soil, added new stuff on top, and they're just popping out like crazy. So I'm just gonna leave them for a while. I'm also not sure if I got this, but Kenzie wanted some okra. So I planted, I think it's 2 of the pink, 1 of the green. There's just gonna be 3 okra plants, and we'll pickle them and deep fry them. That's really the only way I like them, and she enjoys them also. So we have a bunch of lettuce that will be popping up soon, hopefully, and I've just planted 3 okra plants also, and so they will be growing together. I'm just trying to fit everything I can in. And these are the varieties. The, what is it called? Jing orange, I guess. And Clemson spineless. So I might have touched on this, I can't remember either. But over here I have garlic planted, and by the time I harvest it, hopefully these will be getting, you know, starting to come up and get big. I'm not sure if the timing's going to be off or what. It'll be interesting to see. But this is just how I had to do it to make room. And I planted 3 Black Beauty zucchini plants. 1 here, 1 here, 1 there. I put this little piece of like wiring in for the sugar snap peas to trellis up if I need to branch some over there. Over here in the onion bed, same thing as the garlic. I figure by the time I'm picking those, these should really be taking off. So I put 2 of the lemon squash. Can't remember exactly where, but in between here. And then I put 2 of the summer squash. So this is what they look like. The lemon squash we've had for the last couple years now, and it's really good. It's like the size of a lemon. It looks like a little lemon, and it's just a really good soft cutting squash to throw in with dinner and sauteed veggies. It's one of my favorites. And then I tried a couple of the Shooting Stars eggplant, just like over here in some open spaces. So we'll see. We've got a garden full of beets right here, and we'll see what ends up coming up. So pretty much everything has a place now. Is completely, it's jam-packed in here. Peppers and melon, tomato, cucumbers, green beans, jalapeno peppers, more peppers, okra, lettuces, herbs, strawberries, more herbs, beets and onion, squashes and eggplant, sugar snap peas, garlic, and more squash. And then we have the grapevines coming up. Like I said, we have blackberries galore, possibly dewberries. We will see when they come out. And yes, we are just thrilled. So this is our garden, the start of it. Another thing we did, these kind of spilled all over, but I planted out here in that little spot right there a bunch of cut flowers. My daughter Kenzie always talks about having a flower garden, and we all would love that. And so some of the flowers that I planted out there yesterday, I tried to go by height and started in the middle with height, and then it went outwards on each direction with height, with the shortest height. And so I can't remember exactly what that is, but amaranthus gets very tall, to 5 feet. So that was definitely towards the middle. And I planted cosmos, coleus, painted daisies, snapdragon, some dill mammoth. I know a lot of flower gardeners use this to decorate their bouquets as for greenery, and it smells really nice too. It's an herb you can eat also. And we did some sunflowers, and there's also, let's see, we also did marigold, petunias, and some beautiful candy cane zinnias. And then I had already done dahlias in there, so we'll see what takes off. Sometimes it's hit and miss, for me at least, and I'm just excited to see what comes up. So that's what we've got in the garden. And the very last thing I still have to do is, I think I want to put ashwagandha in here. Maybe some other kind of medicinal herb that works really, really well. And I still need to fill this with soil and plant some sunflowers. So that is it. But other than that, we've got it jam-packed and it's ready to go. So thank you, Talia, for all your help. And look forward to sharing updates. And today is April 30th, so it's a great way to end this update, and we'll start again in May.